Well, hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to our Thursday night Kerbal Space Program live Let's Play. Now, at the time of being live, we are a little later than usual. There was a delay today, we had some family time, and of course, family does come first, and we had some calls and chatted and things. Wasn't quite ready to start the stream, but once all that was wrapped up, I popped along down here, and here we are. Why is this box up here? That's supposed to be in the bin. It just went in that bag. It just went woof. Thump. I could have done that if I tried. Yeah, somebody's going to have to clip that. Family time. Isn't that a big game of OpenTTD? No, but some news of that, sort of. Right, my daughter has been playing Minecraft, and her reward for getting ready for school quickly in the morning is to play Minecraft until it's time to leave the house. So if she gets ready really quickly, without any messing around or moaning, then she can have more Minecraft time. And it's generally working. But also, her mouse skills are getting much better, to the point now where pointing and clicking, I think, would be not a problem. So I'm thinking we can start her off on other games rather than just Minecraft. And I'm I don't know. I'm not sure whether to go and let her try EVE Online or OpenTTD. Maybe. I mean, OpenTTD requires quite a lot of logic, where me and her can sit down and fly spaceships, and she can look at it and go, oh, cool, and that will kind of engage her a little bit, because she'll like to see the stars and the planets and stuff, and she'd like to fly around, and the warping effects are cool. Whereas even though OpenTTD is a good game, I don't see it engaging her like EVE would. CS:GO egg? No. We're not starting her off with killing people. Okay, maybe spaceships and shooting other spaceships. Maybe. We can just say that there's nobody on board. They're autonomous. Yes, she's only 5. I do know that Scott Manley's daughter was flying EVE ships at the age of 4. But there we go. Right. I've got the game up and running, which is good news. We're not going to sit around chatting for too long, because normally we have a bit of a chatty bit before we start the game, but we've been a little bit longer. So, last time, what was that we was doing? Last time we tried to land the miner that had been to Minmus, and it didn't work. It landed in the ocean and broke apart upon impact. It wasn't in a complete obliteration, it just fell to pieces a little bit. Also, since then, I realised that the mission, if I can just bring the screen over. Here we go. The mission actually says, land your ore on Kerbin. And I've realised in some of the other missions, it says splashdown. I think we actually have to land on land. I think dropping in the water would not count. Okay. So, we're going to have to do that. So, what I've done since last time is I built a rocket, I took it to Minmus, did the drilling and brought it back. And what I've done is I've left it in orbit, so at the beginning of this live stream we can try and land it and then move on with the things that we were going to do anyway. So I have a little clip, a video of me doing that. It's about 3 minutes long. It's like a highlights. I think the whole mission took about 20 minutes. The only problem is that I haven't queued it up. So we're going to switch over, and then I'm going to have to change the file. So let's do that. Let's do that now. There we go. So this is the clip. So you can see that on the side, this is just a modified version of the ship. It's got 2 ore barrels on the side. And it's a pretty normal way of going up. So this is all pretty standard. We've been doing this with this craft quite a few times, which is why we're doing this as a highlight. Yeah, there's no game sound in this clip. And so the launch was a very normal launch. You can see the booster coming back in. It does this weird flip that it does. Drop the parachutes. I nearly didn't deploy them in time. Yeah, it looks like SOS might be broken. We'll have to try and fix that. And we're going to take it to Minmus. Now, you can see where my mouse is in-game. That's where Minmus is. You probably can't see it, but it is a speck on the horizon there. And this craft is... the only modifications is it's got the 2 ore holds, 4 drills, 4 of the cooling radiators, and that's the only changes that I can think of. So we do a transfer. Is it really a horizon if it's space? I don't know. Now, this is the bit that was a bit dodgy. Okay, so we had the landing legs deployed, and I landed at about 5.7 meters per second, and the whole thing bounced because those landing legs have a little bit of give in, and the gravity on Minmus is so small. But the good news was I turned RCS on, so any sort of wobble that came from that bounce was fine. You can see, and what I did in the end is I just used one of the mining drills. I just used one mining drill, rotated through, because if I used more than one mining drill, the batteries would drain overnight. And then I took off again. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Now, the only problem was I was running low on fuel. Okay, so I decided to use some of the monopropellant to recircularize my orbit round Kerbin. Because, number one, carrying monopropellant is weight that you have to shift. So the less monopropellant you have, the lighter you are, the more fuel efficient you are. And also, the monopropellant actually helps slightly. So what I did is I did a lot of passes through just touching the atmosphere, grazing the atmosphere, just to bring my apoapsis back down from, I think it was at like 6 million kilometers. But after quite a few passes, I've managed to reduce the other side, and then after I'd managed to reduce it all the way down to just over 100 kilometers, I just did a little prograde burst to get us back out of the atmosphere. And that's where I left it, ladies and gentlemen. We now have 600 units of ore orbiting Kerbin that we need to bring down. So I guess we should try that. There we go. So this is the modified Finch that is now circling the planet. Now, we've got to bring this down on land, which is much more difficult than just bringing it down anywhere. And unfortunately, we've got this really weird sort of, is it roughly 45-degree inclination? Doesn't actually say, but I don't know what to do. I mean, we could actually just let it keep going and the planet would keep rotating, and eventually we'd end up with a nice lineup. So we could actually fast forward. If we focus on Kerbin, you can see that Kerbin is spinning beneath. And if I stop here, you can see that we've got quite a nice long piece of land all the way from about here all the way across there that we can try and land on. And I can't really think of a better option. I mean, this is a rather large landmass, but I don't... Oh, well, maybe that would be better. I mean, to be honest, is Kerbin also 70% water? I don't know. To be honest, my favourite would be to try and land at the pole, because the pole is so flat and smooth in such a massively large area that it would be really nice to land on. But the problem is that we haven't got the angle of the craft. Where is the craft? It's down here. Let's go fly. So, yeah, we've got to land this on the surface and maintain stability. And we haven't got a lot of fuel left. We've only got 80 units of oxidizer. We've only got 112 meters per second of delta V. So, yeah, I think this is our best chance. If we aim for here, or aim for the middle, or if we just burn to bring our periapsis so that we kind of point it over here, we'll probably land sometime before it. What do we think, folks? We're coming in from quite high, but I don't think that's going to make a massive difference. I would like to reduce that, but I don't think we've got the fuel. Although, I could use the spare monopropellant. Oh no, we need to keep some of the monopropellant for when we land to help it stand up, or to cushion it falling over. Because it could do either. I think we just need to go for it. Okay, so let's put ourselves. Let's warp to here and use this rather large land. I think that might actually be too far. Let's get ourselves retrograde and use a bit of this delta V to bring our periapsis down. I mean, if we aim for this body of water, we're going to land over here, surely. Surely, okay. Let's have a look at our craft here. Here it is. Pointing retrograde. We've got the sun over there. The moon over there in the background. Launch it at the launch pad. If we had the fuel, I would land it at the launch pad. I would try. But unfortunately, I do not have the fuel for that. So let's just start burning a little bit of fuel. Throttle up ever so slightly. You can see that number on the periapsis there. I don't know if you can see it on the live stream. Tell you what I forgot to do. I forgot to turn the camera on. Oh, it's slightly out of place. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Right. So, yeah, we just want to bring this down. And if we've got enough fuel, I'd like to kind of... Maybe if we can reduce this peak. What we got left? Quite a lot, actually. Let's see. I can't remember which way radial in and out does. So let's find out. Ideally, I'd like to drag through the atmosphere for a little bit longer. So let's see what that does. Does it increase or decrease things? Well, that appears to be increasing. So we want to go radial in. Spin it round, lads. Spin it round. Turn it the other way. We definitely should try and land at the launch pad. These ships could potentially land repulsively if given enough fuel. They slow down enough and they can glide about 85 meters per second, which is pretty slow. And those engines can lift it. So let's have a look here. Yep, looks like we're okay. Just okay, I think that's the best I'm really going to do. Oh, we're almost certainly going to come in on land. I really don't think we're going to overshoot with a 40k at the periapsis there. We're coming in quite sharp. We may as well use up all the fuel, right? It's close. Oh, there you go. There's all the fuel used up. We now have no choice. So this is the newer version with more battery banks. So we can fold the solar panels in without being too much of a worry. And it looks like, yeah, this is the land we've got to try and get over. And we've got to hit the ground and land it before we get over to that side. Silly end of dream experiment, try and land at the pad. I think that's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea. Right, we've got SAS on. Let's try and rotate ourselves so that we're facing the direction of travel. Roughly. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's see if we can complete this mission. Oh, we're quite high. We're quite high. Okay, let's have a look. We've already gone past about half. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to hit the land or land in the water or not. 33. It's going to be close. 32. We need that periapsis just to drop it. It's pushing forward. Oh no, we're going to land in the water. Oh, actually, I don't think we are. Oh, bring the solar panels in. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Fix the rotation. Oh, landing legs should not be deployed right now. There we go. Now, hopefully, there'll be no explosions. And if there are explosions, it's nothing vital. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Once we get through the thicker parts of the atmosphere, we'll almost certainly stop moving forward. It would be nice to miss these mountains, actually. So the probe's just guiding us in now, trying to keep it radially balanced. Oh yeah, there you are. Look. It's just behind the camera. Looks like we're doing okay. Just my luck, we'd land in that pond. We just land in the pond. What would be the... from a full orbit, Michael? Or would we want to try and do that from... just trying to do some adjustments to get this nice and flat? Or would that be a suborbital flight that, like, go up and back down again? Or could I take off maybe from a different launch pad and try and get to that one? Okay. We are definitely going through the thicker parts of the atmosphere, and we're definitely slowing down quite a lot. I would love to land here before we get to those mountains, but I've got a funny feeling I might not have a choice. I really, really do not want to land on those mountainsides. Probably deploy the radiators and things to try and cushion any potential falling overness. But we've just got to maintain stability for 10 seconds. I think this trigger button at the back here is the one that toggles number 1, like the various different bits and bobs. It looks like we are slowing down right over the mountains, though. Which is a shame. Maybe we can glide it in. Just keep gliding over those mountains. If you land on the mountains, you might be able to collect some science. I don't know about that because, I mean, there's nobody on board, so we can't do like crew reports and stuff. This is an unmanned vessel. It's an unmanned vessel. Nobody on board. Yeah, we're going to be coming down in the mountains. There's nothing I can really do about this. Let's do stability assist, and I can just try and take over manually. Maybe if I can glide us in a little bit. Oh, no, it didn't like that. If we can get some velocity up, maybe we can glide ourselves past the mountains. Come on. No. No, it doesn't look like that's the case. Okay, well, we're slowing down anyway. I don't know if we're slow enough to deploy things yet. I might give it a go. We're only 6k up. So we're still slowing down though. 150 meters per second. 140. If we can get this under 100 meters per second, I might try opening the solar panels and stuff. Like, I don't. Let's try and open the thermal control systems and see if they blow off at 120 meters per second. Yeah. Broken by aerodynamic forces immediately. We can turn science into cash. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, we've unlocked everything. Okay, we are gliding in beautifully. This is working really well. This is probably one of our best glides that we've had. We're down to nearly 100 meters per second. We haven't got much time left. So, when we get to 2 kilometers, we're going to switch retrograde. And we'll launch chutes. And we'll enable the RCS system. So that we've gone past 2 kilometers. There's the retrograde call. There's chutes. There's the flip. Oh, landing legs help. Yep, landing legs. This area here that we're coming towards actually looks relatively flat. So we might be okay. Let's speed up until we get closer towards the ground. Bigger wings cause too much drag on launch, don't they? I don't know about drag, but if nothing else, it's more weight. It's more mass. And you want to try and reduce the mass of a vehicle because then you increase the effectiveness. So it looks like we are on a slight slant. So I'm going to just enable the RCS system. That's fuel like now. So RCS is enabled. And now we're coming in slow. I'm going to extend these radiators because if we tip over, one of them might help us. Oh, we didn't. Look at that. Oh, I didn't need to worry. That was a good landing. That was a good landing. We can turn the SAS system off. Retract the radiators. And look! The mission is now complete. The mission that we've been trying to do for a while. Yes, the RCS is in. I can't remember what we called this vessel now. What do we call it? Let's have a look inside. Finch. The Finch has landed. And there's the mission. The contract has been complete. We got 490... Well, about 420,000. Nice. We can delete that message and also recover the vessel. Which I reckon we'll get about 20 to 30 grand for. But then there's the ore as well. So maybe we'll get that. Let's have a look. That worked out really well. Okay, so we didn't get any science from doing the mission. We got money for parts. So we got 22 grand for that. And no crew. So now money is almost at 1 million. And we have 850 science. So we can start looking at I think, one of the financial campaigns. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got here. Outsourced R&D, unpaid research program. No, we want the things that we can do as a one-off. Don't want to take income, so we want finances. Takes reputation, don't want that. Takes 5% science gains from contracts and yields funds for each 1 unit of science. Takes 5% from field work and yields 800. This isn't right. This isn't what I was looking for. I guess there is something. I'm sure. Is it unpaid research? No, that's reputation. Takes funds, yields science. Oh, here we go. This is it. You can get rid of science, and you get funds, but we can't go high up because the facility needs upgrading. Okay. So, should we do a 60% commitment and we'll get 25,000 in funds and it will cost us the science? Or should we hold on to that science and do something else? That's what I want to know in the chat. Let me know. Right, this moon miner that we've been doing testing with. Let's go and have a look at that. We'll bring that back in. So here it is. We've got our mining base, mobile mining base. And it's currently mining even though the tanks are full. So we'll stop and retract the drills. Can I just retract it and it'll automatically stop? Yes. There we go. And we can recover this and get our money back. Might as well hold on to it for now. 25k isn't worth it. Patkins, I kind of agree with that statement, but hold on to it for what? Like our reputation's good. We don't need any more science. We've maxed out the science. So money, it would just be good. And we got 75,000 funds back from that experiment that we left out there. What can you do with science? I mean, this is it, you see. The research and development division, we've unlocked everything already. All the way through the last bits. Okay? So, like, this is the the actual archives from all the different things that we've been doing. Like, if you can go to Kerbin and say, surface landed, we've got 185 reports of landing and all that sort of stuff, and we've got surface landed, low in space, high in space. We've got crew reports, mystery goos, and all sorts. Let's go to mission control and check our active contracts. So we've still got to detect 2 comets with that infrared telescope. That doesn't seem to be happening. We'll have a look at that. And this surface deployed stuff from Minmus. We're supposed to be able to look at that, right? Brandon says, I find it wacky that we have all that science but haven't gone further than the moons, really. That's true. Maybe you'll be able to get a better conversion in the future. Maybe. Does reputation get you better contracts? I'm not sure. Let's check out this, the infrared telescope. Because we've got that circling around and I don't know what's going on with it. So we've got this booster here, that we didn't rename. That's the lunar scanner, or the moon scanner. We've got this TR-10 second stage, which I believe is junk. Then we've got this SciSat-2 going round, and the owl. So it's the owl, isn't it? Let's fly the owl. Do I have to do a brand new ship for this contract to count? Oh, here we go. Look, detect 2 comets in space. Have a sentinel infrared telescope on a vessel. Yes. Achieve orbit round the sun. Yes. We've done that. This is a very old version of the. In fact, we only put 2 wingy bits on it. There we go. This is a very old version. It's a modified version. It's the one that's still got the quad engine setup. So for some reason, there's a note here, and it says the mapping process will happen. So we've got stop object tracking, log observation data, infrared telescope. You focus your telescope out into space and scan in bodies. Okay. I mean, we don't get anything for transmitting that. It says detect 2 new comets, but we haven't detected anything. And I wonder why. We've got plenty of electrical charge. I don't see why we wouldn't be detecting it. Let's stop object tracking. Okay, it says infrared telescope is now mapping asteroids and comets passing near Duna orbit. I'm not sure. It does say that it is doing it. So it takes ages, if I remember. I mean, I can't. This has already been out for 4 years, so I'm not really sure why it's taking so long. So we'll keep an eye on that and come back. We'll check on another contract. Yeah, it's been going for quite a few streams, so I don't know what's going on. Jenny, hi, watching on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. We've just been finishing off a few bits and bobs, landing this, doing that. We're going to be taking our mining station to the moon this stream, hopefully. The contract expires in a quarter of a year. Oh dear. That's not good. So, yeah. Oh, I went to the wrong place. Let's get back out of there. So the other contracts, it would be nice to clean up a few contracts in the first half of this stream and then work on the new stuff. Extract ore from the moon and deliver it to Kerbin. I mean, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to bring it back. Build a new orbital station around the moon. We don't want to do that. Let's see. We've got this science deployed data from Minimus, and the moon. Have we got deployed seismic sensor on the moon? Because I thought we had that. So let's go have a look. Let's check it out. So if we turn off our probes, turn on bases and deployed science. So we've got this one landed at Minmus and this one landed at Minmus. And moon deployed science there. So let's fly that. Dominic, long time viewer, first time commenting. Love the series, keep it up. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's why I do it, really, isn't it? Okay, so this is our surface science. I don't know what we've got going on. Oh, hang on a second. Surface deployed seismic center science from the surface of the moon. Don't we have to slam something into the surface of the moon for that to happen? Yeah, look, we did that ages ago, absolutely ages ago, and got 0.1%. So I think we're going to trash that one. We're not going to do that. Let's go back to the tracking center. I could do with a drink. We'll do it. Well, we'll take a break in a bit, and we'll get a drink going. So over at the Minmus base, we've got some stuff going on. Yes, slamming something into the surface of the moon didn't yield much for us. It's night time, so I can't really see what I'm doing. So let's fast forward until we got some sunlight on the situation. There we go. So here we go. So gather ion collector, which is I don't know where the ion collector is, but we've got mystery goo from Minmus, and that's what's happening here. Science collected 0. Do we need a Kerbal to mess it around? Oh, we're gonna have to send a Kerbal over, aren't we? We need an ion collector and a scientist to do it. We've got all this trash back here that fell out of our rocket and just landed on the floor and we can't do anything with. Okay, folks, what do you think I should do with these contracts? Shall I ignore them for now, and maybe we'll worry about it later? Shall we do the contracts now by sending a craft over with some Kerbals on and seeing if we can get it working? Or shall we just decline the contracts and say, actually, no, we're not going to do that. Sorry. Cancel. What shall we do? Let me know what you think I should do with those deployed science ones. We'll go back to the Space Center. I think we need something bigger and heavier to slam into the moon. Whilst we're making that decision, let's have a look at deploying our fuel ship on the surface of the moon. Here we go. This is our moon miner. It is a modified Finch, heavily modified. Do the contracts. Option 2. I don't know what option 2 was. I can't remember now. It works, but the only problem is, so I don't know if that middle engine is broken. So let's take that off there and have a look. It's not doing the delta V calculations. So that's telling me that the engine isn't attached properly. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that first. Okay, let's reload this. So don't save, reload. And we'll move the bottom bit to one side. Yeah, okay, you want me to do the contracts, I see. Let's take these side bits off. Remove that bottom piece. You see that the engine came out with the bottom piece. It shouldn't do that. The engine should attach here, and this bottom piece should go over it. Then these sections should go on. It's still not calculating it properly. Ugh. I wonder why. I mean, maybe it's not taking to the fact that there's a fuel tank? Like, what if I just, like, stick a fuel tank on? See, that gets it. 372. So now the nozzle's in the right place. Is it a matter of just getting these tanks attached to the right point? So if we attach them here, yes, they are. Look, 787 meters per second delta V. I wonder if we can just offset them enough. Do we don't need this skirt on here, do we? I suppose it's good for the RCS ports. Is that right? No, it's not. There we go, that's right. Can we get it any lower down? Nope, that's as low as it'll go. Okay, in that case, can I take this off the top and put it on the bottom? There we go. And do these still open? I suppose we could give them a very slight tilt. And we could move them up just a little bit. There we go. At least we're actually getting a delta V reading off this now. That is not a massive amount of delta V. It's because of the heavy convertitron down there, though. But if we do sea level at the moon, oh, it's got much more delta V if it's on the moon, which is what it's designed for. And its thrust to weight ratio is well up there. So we'd have to do a lot of trips. I mean, if its thrust to weight ratio is 4.36 at the moon, I say it can carry more fuel. Shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's see if we can get another fuel tank on here. What sort of fuel tank is that? That's too small. Bigger tank. Is that a right size tank? Nope, that's not the right size tank. Is that the right size? No, it's too big. Is that the right size tank? Too big. Why are they either too big or too small? That is humongous. Too small. Wrong size. Weird. Okay, we're going to go into the advanced menu and we're going to do it by size. So we're going to say, I don't know what the cross section of that is, but we might actually find it in this. Oh, there it is. So any of... What's that? That's a fan shroud. It's a big fan shroud. What's that? It's an engine plate. No, we don't want that. Fuel tank adapter. We don't want the adapter either. Is there just no normal fuel tank at this size? Lander can. Oh, hang on. There it is. So in theory, if I put this, oops, on the bottom, and then add, oops, come on, just careful. There we go. That is all much better. Yeah, we can definitely make this bigger so that we get more fuel out of it. I am going to take that side bit off though. We'll lower this bit down by having another fuel tank. This is going to be too heavy to lift to the moon at this rate. Where are the landing legs gone? Oh, they're up here. Well, that's no good. What are the landing legs doing up there? Ooh, okay. We're gonna have to have a slight change of plan. Can I put this down? Oh, I can put it down here. Okay. So the miners can go down there. That's fine. These parts can go here, and we can move them down. And then we'll try the landing legs at that height. No, it's not low enough. Oh dear. Okay. If it's not low enough, we'll take them off. We will remove the bottom, remove the cone, and we'll just swap these around a little bit. Okay. That should be much better. Yeah, it is. I mean, definitely that should go on the top. I don't know why I moved it to the bottom. The drills can move up a bit because they extend down a long way. Look. Look how long they deploy down. So that's fine. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure those landing legs will be wide enough. We can drop it just a little bit more, I think. The only problem is that we don't want it too low, otherwise the RCS ports will get covered up. And I suppose these can come down a bit too, just because it'll look better. Okay, so it's exactly the same as it was, except now it can carry more fuel. And looking at this, oh, the thrust to weight ratio is completely changed. It's saying it's 6.95. Oh, in the vacuum. No, we want it at sea level. Oh, can I not do sea level at the moon? Oh yeah, because of course there's no atmosphere at the moon, so it's just vacuum no matter what altitude you're at. So its thrust to weight ratio apparently is really good. As this is looking, actually this is working out much better than I planned. Let's have another one. We'll take that off the bottom. Put one more on. What's it at now? 5.47. You wonder if KSP2 will have terraforming or something. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of the KSP2 videos, but I'm going to at some point. Okay, I think that is going to be much better. We can carry a lot more fuel. And according to these calculations, we can still... lift off. The thrust to weight ratio is still fine. Do we put more on? Would that be a ridiculous thing to do? I'm going to move those cans up there. See, now I'm getting a bit worried because the thrust to weight ratio didn't change when I did that. Yeah, I take those side bits off and it doesn't change. It's not calculating it properly. Okay, we will keep them on. I'm sure that will be fine. Actually, I do want to have more on like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Can I get like a little nose, like aerodynamic cone on there? I mean, obviously not that. That would look epic, but also big and ridiculous. There's our mining factory. There's some adapters. Oh, there we go. I mean, I think it looks nice, right? If we extend all of these things out. Don't forget batteries. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure this thing's got batteries. Oh, I'm just really not sure about these radial connected parts. Oh, maybe we can get it to calculate it properly if we attach them differently. So if we just take it off for a second, come out of that mode and just like put a proper coupling on. No. Still doesn't count. Calculate the thrust. Oh, hang on. Hide. Show. There. It calculated it correctly now. 1.81 on the vacuum of the moon. That is perfect. I think it's pretty good. I just didn't want these great big bits on the front here for no reason. You know? We can put them here. We do need them. I do want a top bit on it, but I don't know what to put on. Like, if we go into aerodynamics, these cones are too small. It just doesn't seem right. What about if we put like a light on the end or something? What about if we put a light on it? Some sort of dome. Just put a tiny little dome light on the top. That's too small. I mean, it might be nice to actually have a dome light on there. Probably be good thing, actually. I wonder why the snapping doesn't seem too great. The other option is we get one of these lights and just sink it into it. Let me just double check the batteries, Brandon. Yeah, look, we've got lots of batteries in there. So that's okay. I think at the end of the day we're going to keep this as it is. I don't think we're going to add any aerodynamics to it. We should add aerodynamics, shouldn't we? Oh, it's going to help us get there, isn't it? It's just going to potentially make using this docking port difficult. Oh, hang on a minute. They're too high. They're not touching the ground properly. We need to bring them down. Oh, and we've still got them on these, which we need to disconnect. There we go. That's it. Jobs are good in there. Okay, so we've made some adjustments just by increasing the capacity, and I feel much better about the whole situation. The only problem is that it's probably now too heavy to lift to the moon. I mean, we can try, but I don't think it's gonna work. Right, so we've got all these lifty bits. Then we've got the side separations, then the main separation and the drogue chutes. Let's now... Oh, that wants to be a separate stage. Let's do the delta V calculations for Kerbin at sea level. And we'll also show all... Oh, well, the thrust to weight ratio is 1.47, so it will actually take off. Maybe you could jettison once you're out of atmosphere. We could do... Patkins, I think that's a good idea. Now I've moved them down, I kind of like the look of them. Like when they were higher up, it wasn't the best. But I think this is going to be a fantastic mobile fuel station. Think. Let's save it. Should we give it a go, folks? Should we try and get this to the moon? Let's try and get our fuel base to the moon. And then once we've done that, maybe we'll go back and have a look at some of the other items there. So let's just, I want to take off in the daylight. No other reason than I like to do it. So we're just doing a little bit of fast forwarding. There we go. We'll do an anti-Kraken save. We'll F5 that on the launch pad. And then, there we go. So we've got a ore hold, but we're converting it. Ooh, hang on. Do we want to be able to have monopropellant? Because we've only got one tiny monopropellant tank. Or do we care about recharging monopropellant? I think we need monoprop tanks on this, so that we could pretend. Or do we do a second version with monoprop tanks? What do you think, folks? Ooh, that's difficult. This is a £170,000 rocket that we're firing off here, so we have to get it right. It's expensive and it's not part of the contracts. So I was thinking, if we just swap this second can for a monoprop one. So RCS, that's too small. That's too small. There we go. Right? Or is that too much monopropellant? I think that's too much, isn't it? Okay, hang on a second. If we just move that out of the way for a second, we could do... Oh my goodness. We could do like a few of these, then two of them in the lid. Yeah? I don't know what you think, chat, of that. I think that's about right. That's my instinct. My instinct is that that's all good. That's all gravy. I suppose really we could go to town and we could get some LED strip lights involved. I think that would, like, just to jazz it up a bit, make it look really cool. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. We could move these tanks up so that they're there and just have these strip lights here. Set them to blue with no blinks and lights on. We could just have blue lights like that when we're in mining mode. I suppose we really want to do... Let's just turn... a gamer rocket. Yes, LED, RGB. We could actually have some key... We need some actions doing on this. I don't know why we haven't sorted out the actions. So we can do landing legs with the buttons, but then custom group 1, I want to toggle everything. Where's the antenna? I've lost the... Oh, there's the antenna. We need to move that antenna. Custom group 1, I think, is this trigger button. So let's get rid of the antenna, because we're going to leave that extended all the time. You know what we do need? We need some small solar panels so it doesn't run out of power while it's floating around up in space, because we only deploy the big solar panels when we've landed. We're going to get this one right, folks. Really want to get this one right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put just 4 normal little solar panels up at the top here. Okay, so just so that for whatever reason we just don't run out of power while we're flying around. So we'll do a little half that way, a little half this way, bring it up slightly. Perfect, that's much better. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. So then, the action group. I think we only need one action group. So for the action group, we're going to do toggle solar panels, toggle radiators, and can we do toggle drill? Oh, that's brilliant. And I guess... Oh, and then the lights, the LED lights. Toggle light. That should work. There we go. Let's save that. Should we test it on the launch pad, folks? I think we should test it on the launch pad. Okay, so we've saved it. Let's extend these and take the booster off the bottom. It's saying 568 meters per second of delta V, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong due to the way that we've connected the rocket parts together. Which is a shame, we're never going to get that calculation, but at least we worked out the thrust to weight ratio and it should be alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we've just landed. Okay. So as we're landing, we'll have all the lights on, we'll have the landing gear out. See, when I turn all the lights on, it turns that light on as well. And then when I press this button here to toggle everything, it will turn them off, I think. Or I don't know if it counts or not. And then if I press it... Is there room for everything? Yeah, that's okay. Then if I press it again... Oh, it does turn it off. Blue lights on. Everything out. Blue lights off. Everything in. Okay, and then toggle the main lights off. And if I do main lights on, the blue lights come on again. But the action group seems to ignore that. So I'm happy with that. That all works quite nicely. Okay, let's recover the vessel, load it up, send it to the moon, do our first bit of moon mining. I think it'd be good. Right, let's do a game giveaway. Let's get one rolling. I'm going to sign into my website, and we're going to do a game giveaway for Wonder Song. So a new game giveaway is active. If you want to enter the game giveaway, go to entry.masterhellish.net and just make sure you're logged in and you click the button to enter the giveaway. Once we've got a few people enter the giveaway, we will go and pick a random winner. That random winner will receive the game via email, and that's the email that they've signed up to the website with. If you haven't signed up to the website yet, signing up is free and quite easy to do. Right, so there's the moon miner. We'll take that out to the launch pad and we'll see if we can get it to the moon right after this little break. I'm going to grab a drink. I will see you in just a couple of minutes, folks. What on earth was I doing with this? Oh my goodness. Was this a failure of me to... Oh, I have no idea what's going on with this. I don't remember that. This is a TR-10 second stage with a land tug and the space station tug. This is somebody coming into the city. So this is an oil truck returning to facility. So we can actually see how bad it is. Oh my goodness, right, so the... Oh, it just changed anyway. So it just seems to want to change randomly. Oh, hang on, we're now Max Walker driving home. Quite sure where home is. I think we just ran over a dog, but I'm not sure. That donut van's going crazy. 3, 2... Hang on, can I get the camera a little bit more accurate? There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? 1! Oh my goodness! That didn't work, 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 that didn't work. We lost a little bit of money there, folks. Oh no. Okay, so throttle up that engine. Pointers over towards the grasslands a little. SAS on! SAS on! Oh my goodness. Whoa, no, 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 don't point it down. Don't point it down. There we go. There we go. And then cut power. Shoots. And yes, I would do that to make this mission a success. Okay, here we go. Damn! There we go, folks, I'm back. And that last clip was me attempting to bring the ore back from Minmus the first time. You know, the one that we did today successfully. When we landed on land with the bigger one, the taller one. So that was the first attempt when it fell apart in the water. Even if it didn't fall apart, I don't think it would have counted. Don't think it would have counted at all. Right then. I'm glad we stopped to think about this craft and whether everything is right, because if we'd have taken that without any monopropellant storage, I think I would have not been happy about that at all. But let's see if we can get it to the moon. Okay. Now, according to the information in the game, the thrust-to-weight ratio is 1.4. It's positive. We should be able to take off. And it's actually roughly what a normal one is anyway. I don't know why. The only problem is I don't know whether we'll be able to circularize our orbit with this slightly less powerful engine. So this engine that we've got on this... Oh, will it take off from the surface of the moon? Should do. Should do. Oh, no. There's a lot of unknowns, folks. But we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. I don't think we'll be able to recover the booster. I think we will be... I think we'll be controlling the second stage for too long to be able to do that. So then, SAS on. In theory... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't empty the monopropellant tanks. So this thing has way too much monopropellant on board. Like, way too much. Like, that's going to be extra mass that we don't need to carry. Should we just do it anyway? I guess we can just fuel the space station with it when we get to the moon. Let's do it anyway, folks. Here we go. Just check the staging. So we've got the main engine, the side engines, the gantries and the boosters, side boosters, and then later we drop the side boosters, disconnect them, the second stage, light up the engine, and off we go. I mean, if I knew that this booster was going to be expendable, we could actually strip down some of the parts, take the various different bits off it. But here we go. Throttle to maximum. 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay. Got a good, strong, positive launch out of that. Solid fuel is burning away quickly. But that's fine. Our velocity isn't getting too fast too quick. Yeah, this is slow. This is a relatively slow launch compared to some of the others. Let's see if we can start pitching in the right direction. We can. Okay, I think we're doing alright. I'm almost certain we won't be able to recover the booster. The main booster. Right, here we go. Get ready to stage. Stabilize. Good, no explosions. Okay, still pushing up. Yeah, this booster's not going to get us... Not going to do the job. Not fully. Almost certainly going to make it into space. I just hope that the second stage has enough thrust to be able to get us into a orbit. Oh my goodness, even that booster isn't quite enough. Okay, so now we're under the power of this main engine. I think we're just going to have to call the booster gone. This has no way of landing. So if we can't get this into space and keep it there, we are looking at a big problem. Like a massive waste of money. And I think it might be the case. I think maybe this needs a booster on it. It's all those heavy batteries. It's the pointy cones. It's got to be the pointy cones. The thing is, though, if we can get this... I mean, one thing that we could try and do is we can enable RCS and actually use that monopropellant. There's a button on the... There's a rocker on the back of the throttle. So that RCS is actually giving us extra power. I mean, I don't know how much. But the calculation for the delta V appears to be correct now. So whatever was going wrong before in the assembly building seems to be fine. Yeah, we're not going to make it. We're barely climbing. We're not going to be able to circularize orbit. Ooh, this has been an expensive waste of money. I wonder if we can actually get it to land in the ocean. This is yeah. This is not going to make orbit. That is a shame. So what I'm going to do is I'm continue to boost. I'm going to try and keep boosting upwards. I'm going to use as much fuel as possible to make the vessel as light as possible. We definitely... I'm pretty sure that this, once we get it to the moon, will be powerful enough. But the problem is that it needs more power, more ability to use that. You know what? We should put engines on the bottom of here that we can jettison. Once we've made an orbit round Kerbin. How much monopropellant? Oh my goodness, we've got so much monopropellant. We could burn all year. Look, we're on our way down and we're just gliding. At least the liquid fuel and the oxygen... Oh, this is... We're going to hit the atmosphere hard. This is going to be a massive fail, this is. Quick, turn the lights on. Extend the landing legs. Bring the landing legs back in again. Yeah. Okay. So if we empty the monopropellant tanks, that'll save mass and make it lighter, and means we can do more power. The problem is this engine here, it's only generating 374 kilonewtons of thrust, which is not bad, but yeah, maybe liquid boosters instead of solid rockets. Liquid. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? It's tipping over. No. Oh, we're re-entering the atmosphere. I mean, there's all sorts of effects going on here. I don't know what speed we're going to slow down to, but this is almost certainly just going to be a massive splash. Almost certainly. "300 meters per second we're going to hit the water, maybe. There you go, 295 meters per second. Not a single bit. Okay, let's go back to the Space Center. Right. Yeah, so I am pretty sure that once we get this in space, it'll be fine. It won't be quick to do maneuvers, but I think it will be alright. Yeah, where's my drink gone? There it is. I need a bit more. There we go. So what if we put couplers, decouplers on the bottom here, and then add some engines, like some Terriers? Would that work? I mean, I don't even know if they would fire, let alone work. And the decoupling would have to come afterwards. Presumably they would work. We can try on the launch pad just momentarily, but let's try again. I've got a funny feeling those Terrier engines might be the difference. Oh, we left the monopropellant in. We left the monopropellant inside. We're going to have to take it back to the assembly building. I'll use the revert just because it's quicker. Revert flight to vehicle assembly. Because if you do that, it just takes you straight back to the vehicle assembly building with the vehicle right there. Right, so monopropellant tanks. Just empty all of them and nearly empty the rest. There we go. Much better. Much better. Thank you, Patkins. You know, if I hadn't remembered, I'd have seen that. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I don't know why we're carrying that much I mean, obviously the fuel is useful to get us there, but the monopropellant isn't. Okay, SAS on. Or empty. Monoprop, nearly empty. Electrical charge, good. All fuel, good. I'm just going to turn this engine on. Just for a moment. Yeah, I thought as much. It's not actually got any fuel. Unless maybe there's an option for the... Oh, there you look. Enable crossfeed. I think that's what I needed to do. Let's save that. Go out to launch. That should enable us to fire that engine as a test. Okay, let's see. Activate engine. Yep, there we go. Shut down engine. Everything's fine now. In theory. Well, no, I say everything's fine. The problems we identified previously are now no longer problems. SAS on. Throttle to maximum. Get ready to launch. In 3, 2, 1, off we go again. Hopefully this time we don't end up with the loss of the vehicle. Because that was expensive. Not having enough upper stage thrust was bad. Okay, giving us a slight turn on the vehicle, just so that we are starting to move over. Hopefully with those little engines that we've added and the monopropellant, we will do much better. Whoop, steady. Steady. We're a little bit off centre, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter what orbit we get in of the moon. Oh, good. Come on. No. Whoa. Steady. It's been a bit twitchy. Oh, there goes the solid. So 3, 2, 1, stage. Cool. Clean stage. Oh, I mean, they exploded into each other a little bit, but never mind. Now, this booster should take us further than it did last time. If nothing else, it's carrying less monopropellant up. So we haven't got a massive amount of fuel left. But that already looks a little bit better. So here we go. We're about to swap stages. So, stage and engines. That's better, isn't it? I mean, it certainly looks like it's better. That's a cool shot there, if ever I saw one. See if I can get it a little bit more... a little bit closer in the foreground. There we go. Nice screenshots and stuff. Let's see what the situation is. I mean, we're going at full power. It looks like it's going to be close. It is going to be close. What we can see there is the time to... oh, it's not going to work again. I mean, we're getting lighter the more we burn. But I don't think we're going to make it. Or are we? Where's our antenna? There's the antenna. Can we extend the antenna without it breaking? It does appear to be the case. I mean, if we can get a Kerbal to service that at the moon, at the space station and move it, then we will. Okay, can we push ourselves back? No. I don't think we're going to do this. What about if I do that? Oh! Oh, I might have just saved the mission. Yes! Look, we're angling ourselves slightly up. We've got plenty of fuel, plenty of delta V. We don't really care about that. This is going to be one of the most inefficient burns to orbit I've ever done. So what we're going to try and do is just keep pushing. And I don't know if you can see this number here. It says 7 seconds. And that's the time it's taken us to get to that point. 6. So if it goes down, I need to angle ourselves so we're pushing out a little bit more to the radial out. There we go. We've saved it. Yes. We will make orbit. and then we've got to get to the moon, and then we've got to dock with the space station, offload most of our propellant, leave enough propellant to land with. Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Now, because we're burning fuel, we're getting lighter. Because we're getting lighter, we're getting more efficient with our speed, and orbit is imminent. Get ready to slow it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, periapsis 0. Slowing down a bit more, and Seco. There we go. We've managed to make orbit. I might keep these engines on forever. I don't know. I think we can land without them. What we should do is... I did the calculations though. You know what we should do? I should go back and double check the calculations before trying to land this on the moon. Right then, let's try and get this to the moon. So there's the moon. I'm going to actually wait for an orbit. You need parachutes this time. Oh, I'm not going to try that, Brandon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the vehicle assembly building and look at the calculations and set it to moon. Make sure it's got a thrust to weight ratio higher than 1. If it has, it can lift off with just that engine. If it can lift off with just that engine, it can land with just that engine. So, moon is there. We are here. Let's set ourselves to prograde. This thing turns slow. But that's fine. Actually, no. Let's do our transfer orbit. Here we go then. I'm just thinking when to jettison those engines. If we don't need them, it's extra mass we're carrying. Not sure. I'm not sure. We do need to send an engineer back to Minmus at some point to fix those science experiments. Maybe that's what we'll do next time. We'll fix our experiments. We'll send an expedition to the moon, and we'll send an expedition to Minmus. We'll fix all the science experiments. I just realised that our delta V calculations are not changing, despite the fact that we are burning through fuel. So I have no idea what that's about. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit close now. We'll set the moon as a target. We'll get ready to power down. There we go. We've got a fly past of the moon. Quite a good fly past the moon, actually. I think we'll keep that pretty much as it is. Can we push it in? There we go. Very nice indeed. So what we'll do with this first is we'll land on the moon, then go to the space station afterwards, I think. Maybe on the landing of the moon, drop them so that they explode on impact. Patkins, that's quite a good idea. I like that. Okay, let's get retrograde. So in theory, if we're going to dig monopropellant, we've got actually a lot of monopropellant to use for our manoeuvres. But we've used a lot of fuel to get over to the moon, because it is a big, heavy thing to get out of Kerbin and its sphere of influence. It's quite an achievement with this thing. I didn't think we was going to make orbit that second time. I thought, when I was designing it, I thought it might be enough, but then it just didn't seem to do it. Okay, here we go. Oh, it is actually calculating... I think it's actually calculating the delta V now. I'm not sure. There we go. We've got an orbit. And I guess where the sun is over there... Where are we? We're here. Should we wait an orbit to land? I feel like we should. So if we start our landing maneuvers here. Oh, we didn't. We need to go to scan mode. Oh, where's the other ship? Here it is. Let's switch to this ship and see if we can scan the moon and find out a good place to land and see if we can get somewhere near it. Okay, here we go, here we go. So, toggle the overlay. There we go. Oh, it's purple now. So where's our mining ship? There's our mining ship. We want to try and get in somewhere. Less debris to deal with. Yes. Okay, so we've got the overlay now. We are over here. I think it would be nice to aim for this area. Where's the sun? The sun's all the way over there, so that is going to be on the darker side of things. Maybe we should do a few orbits so that it's in the light side. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, the moon is also now pink. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's go a few days. Right, so the sun is over here now. And this is the area I want to land on. So it's not... Or is that the area? Yeah, I want to aim for this big area here. I don't want to go anywhere else. So if we just do it a little bit more, we should be landing... Whoa, that was too much. Okay. We can land in this big area now. So we'll get to roughly here. I don't know what's going on there, but it was flying really too quick. I want it to go anti-clockwise, so let's switch to a normal position. Try and get us to land up here, I think. So we're going to... I suppose really we should try and land somewhere near the equator. We'll go up here. We won't go too far. Just raise this orbit up so we can get to about there. There we go. And then get ourselves retrograde. And I can't remember what the highest crater is on the moon, but let's get ourselves so we're getting lower over the surface. And hopefully we can slow ourselves down in time. I feel like I want to drop in higher. Let's try radial out, see if that works. There's no atmosphere to worry about, so that's okay. No, that's the wrong way. We want radial in. Radial in. I always get radial in and radial out mixed up, and I have no idea why. Maybe just because I don't understand which one's which. There we go. So if we do a little... That's not... Is that working? How I... No, that is the wrong one. I'm going to use RCS to turn it around this time. Get that monopropellant mixing it. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Get us a bigger drop in. Okay, let's see if we can land this. So, One way to do it is just, how high are we above the surface? 31,000. Okay, so we're really high above the surface at the moment. I want to see how fast this thing slows down without these engines. So we've only got this engine, and if we put ourselves retrograde, like, how fast are we going to slow down? So we're going at about 500 meters per second. Okay, so it is reducing okay, but it's going to take some time. So we're going to have to be careful. Okay. Let's time warp a little bit in. Okay. Good, good. We'll turn our lights on. Lights are on there. There we go. We'll put our landing legs out. Nice. And because we were slowing down, I'm now going to jettison the spare engines. Here we go. Well, that's majestic, isn't it? Going right at the camera. Engines are gone. Spare engines gone. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be alright. I'm not 100% sure. My confidence in landing is about 60%, 70%. Okay, let's put ourselves retrograde and start our burn descent. We need to start slowing down. We are slowing down a little bit. We're only 10 kilometers up, so I think I'm going to reduce our speed to about 300 meters per second if I can. And it's taken about 2.5 kilometers to get 100 meters per second off. So I'm going to continue to burn down to 200 meters per second. That's better. Getting rid of that extra weight should give a good chunk of delta V. Yes. Yes, it should. Whether it will or not, whole different ball game. Where's the sun? Sun's directly above us, so we'll have a moon. We'll have a shadow right beneath us soon. We're under 4,000 now, so I'm going to try and get us to 100 meters per second of delta V. I mean, of speed, surface speed. Oh, I just heard some impacts. There we go. There's 100 meters per second. Liquid fuel is not the best, but okay at the moment. 90 meters per second we're coming down at approximately at the moment. You can just see the shadow over there. We've got a lot of sideways motion at the minute. But as we get closer to the surface, that will diminish. We're coming in quite fast now, so going to get rid of the rest of that speed now as quickly as I can. Down to about 30 meters per second. There's 35. 600 meters to go now. 20 meters per second. 500 meters to go. Slowing down all the time. We just passed 400. Little bit more throttle to try and get ourselves a little slower. Just under 10 meters per second now for the last 100 meters or so. Brilliant bright light here as we're landing. Good speed. Stability assist mode. Getting ready for engine cutoff. Little bit more power. Just as slow as a little bit more. 4.5 or 4.3 meters per second. 3.2. And touchdown. Nice. Very, very nice. Is the no game sound? It's actually it's a little bit quiet. I think the game sound is a little bit quiet. I'll try and give it a boost, but I can't give it much of a boost because there's not much more I could do. So there we go. We have landed. Quick save. We don't need this now. Oh, well, I suppose we could keep that on the screen a little bit. So now what we can do is if we press this trigger button at the back of here, it will do action group 1. And plenty of delta V to spare. I wish I'd have known exactly how much delta V we used to land there. I can't remember what we were at when we started the landing manoeuvre. But it'd be good to know how much fuel to take with us to do another landing. But I was quite happy with that. While we're down here, I want to disable the engine. Shut down engine. I might even actually activate engine. I'm going to modify the action groups, and in custom group 1 we're going to toggle engine. So now when I do action group 1, 900-ish. Yeah, I think if I have more than 1,000 it's fine. That shuts the engine down and deploys everything. Oh, isn't that cool? The only thing we haven't got deployed is the Communitron, but I don't think we need that because the this thing, what is it? The Probodyne, that there has a kind of an antenna inside it. It's only a 5K antenna, but we've got communication satellites going around the moon. So we should never need the Communitron. And look at all those batteries. So now we should be able to start harvesting. There we go. Looks like that one's coming up good. Is it this one that needs starting next? Maybe I could create an action group for starting to harvest. I don't know. And is it going to max out at 100% efficiency? Yes, it's all looking good so far. So then we need to start manufacturing different things, because the ore tanks are now starting to fill up. We nearly got 1 unit of ore already. So we'll start the production. The core temperature is rising. The efficiency is going up. And the amount in the ore containers is actually slowly going up as well. So the 4 drills are just a tiny bit more ore drillingness than we can refine. Which is not a problem. So, in theory, we can just do a little bit of time shimmying. And we'll see if we can survive a night time on these batteries. So I can see the fuel. I can see the oxidizer and fuel going up. And you can see by the shadow that the sun is directly above us. And it's going to set there. And as it sets, we start using... Oh, we're not going to have enough electrical power to make it through the night. Never. I think if we wasn't refining, then maybe. Look at that. That was like an 1/8 of the night or something ridiculous like that. I mean, we can take this to the space station and put extra batteries on it. So we could go absolutely crazy with it. So we can... Let's start the drills, start the drills, start the drills. Is that all of them? Yes. So let's go into the action groups on this one. Custom 2, if I click the drills, I can do start service harvester. And I'm pretty sure there's a number 2 button on here somewhere. There is... I think it's one of these two. So we'll have to have a look at that. So let's just fast forward through the day. Sun's rising. Those tanks are filling up. Is it still refining the ore? Must be. Let's just turn off the time dilation. Yes, it is. It is still refining. The tanks are going up. It looks like it's only going to take maybe 2 or 3 lunar days to fill the whole ship up. We actually lose connection with the ship at night. There we go. Ooh. Are they... Wow, they're reaching 100%. I wonder if that's a quirk? Okay, can I press this button back here to turn on the drills? Yes, I can. So that's number 2. Number 1, number 2. I mean, it looks like it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't want it to explode or anything. Oh no, they're fine. I don't know what that was. A glitch in the Matrix? I mean, I probably shouldn't have bothered with that much electrical charge, because it's either going to work or it's not. So then I can press this button again and the drills will start. I guess we should fill up the monopropellant as well. Oh, there we go. Tanks are full. We can switch this to stop that and start monopropellant. There we go. The monopropellant tank seems to be going up a lot quicker. It's going to probably just take a day. Let's get those drills started again. I have no idea why the radiators do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. How long is it going to take to fill up the monopropellant tanks? I reckon it's probably going to take another... Oh, wow. They're going to be full before the end of the day. Yep, there they go. They're full. Wow, that is impressive. Okay. It works. It works. It's all full. And we didn't crash it. So now we need to take off. And we need to try and match the orbit of the space station. So if we set that as the target, we are slightly north of that, but that's fine. We've got plenty of fuel. All we need to do is make sure we take off in that direction. So let's press the button that will toggle us from mining to flying mode. There's the drills retracting and everything. Oh, that is beautiful. Let's make sure those lights are turned on. So lights, yep, landing and takeoff lights are on. And I guess SAS on. We just need to manually fly that way, whichever way that seems to be. I don't have any visual clues, so I'm guessing it's going to be this way. Here we go. No, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. There we go. So when it's full of fuel, it only just takes off from the surface. We need a slight... There we go. Which I guess is good. Right, let's turn off the lights. And we'll retract the landing legs. We're into full flying mode now. Oh, we're still refining. Stop monopropellant refining. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, wow. It's going to take us a while to get into orbit. This is the problem that I was talking about last live stream. With the fact that... oh, that is actually a really nice shot as well. With the fact that we are carrying the miners, we are carrying the refiner, and all the solar panels and equipment and the ore holds. It makes us so heavy. So that we end up using half of the fuel that we... Then again, we are carrying a lot of monopropellant this time, which we won't do every time. But yeah, we end up using half the fuel we mined to get up and down. Space elevator when? Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the thing. That's what you need to do. Space elevator, isn't it? Actually, we're not doing too bad. I thought we'd be using a lot more fuel than this. Excuse me, I've got dry lips. Okay. There we go. So now, in theory, we never need to launch a rocket from Kerbin again and send it to the Moon Space Station to... Oh, wow, that is not the best orbit. What we orbiting at? 35. I can't remember what the space station orbits at. But if we warp to about here, make sure we're facing prograde. May as well use a little bit of that RCSA. Prograde. Use a bit of that monopropellant. Maybe not carrying the ore to orbit will help. That's also true. Oh, max power. We need to make this an orbit. Yes, so we won't always be bringing monopropellant with us. And also, we probably don't want the ore. So it's going to be difficult, though. Can you dump ore? I think you can, actually. Where is the ore tank? There. Jettison. 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 There we go. Orbit! No, we've jettisoned the ore now, so that's fine. There's not many tanks that you can just jettison everything from. There we go. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Turn, turn, turn. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm doing now. It's gone the wrong way. Okay. Oh, there we go. I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. Okay, cool. We've made orbit. We've made orbit. We've got more than half the fuel left, which is brilliant, really. Now we just have to, like, catch up with the space station somehow. We have to adjust our inclination as well. We've got a descending node with a 12-degree difference on it. So I think what we'll do is we'll warp here. We need to go anti-clockwise, so we'll get to the normal. Maybe I should have left 2 of those other engines on. Let's turn the RCS on. Why is it not letting me throttle up? Why can't I throttle up? Limited probe control. Okay. Is that why? Is it? Let's try opening the antenna. Yes, we got probe control back, so we do need that antenna. We've got 9.9 degrees of inclination to change here. So we're going to use some more fuel to do that. So in future, when we land on the moon, we need to make sure that we land in a very even orbital plane. And we land and take off in a straight manner, because then we don't use fuel to modify it and correct it. Okay. Let's warp over here and do a prograde burn to push our periapsis out. Let's focus on the moon. We want to just push that out. Oh, hang on. We're going in the wrong way. That's okay. It's not too bad. We've got plenty of monopropellant. There we go. So now we could actually just keep doing this orbit, and eventually we will catch up to the space station. But it's going to take a lot of orbits. So we'll do a little bit of pushing. We'll put ourselves out prograde maybe. Actually, yeah, we will push it out just a little bit. Turn it round. We do need to change where that antenna is. So when we take an engineer to the space station for repairs, we'll make sure we move the antenna on this vessel. There we go. So let's time warp and do one loop and see where the space station is in relation. Oh, it's still there. Let's time warp again. It's getting closer. Let's do one more lap. I reckon we're going to be getting quite close. Yeah, we are. Okay, I'm going to do one more lap. We might overshoot it slightly. The two are coming together very close. Yeah, there we go. So now we can do a retrograde burn, and that will hopefully get us close. And then we have an operation where we can go down to the surface, mine some ore, turn it into fuel, bring it to the space station, refuel expeditions to go on for the future. There we are. So a little bit of power now to get a really close intersection over here. There we go. So we're going to turn the lights back on because we're going to do a docking attempt. We're going to control from there. We're going to find out where the space station is. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, it's really close. Wow. It is less than 600 meters away. Wow, we didn't want to crash into that, did we? Okay, let's put a little bit of thrust on. Null out our relative velocities. There we go. Right. I guess then we want to point at target. So let's see. Yep, there's target. We're going to do this one slowly because this is a big and heavy craft. We've already crashed into the space station once before. I'd rather not do it again. Oh my goodness, I've just seen the time. We'll have to dock this one up and call it a day after that. There we go. So I'm heading roughly towards the space station at about 3 meters per second. But I'm going to try and get it so that we're going a little bit faster than that, I think. That'll do. It's fine, says Brandon. You wouldn't say that if you was a Kerbal on board, would you? So what we're going to do is we're going to send a scientist and an engineer to the space station here so they can nip down to the surface and sort out the stuff there. And we'll send the same to Minimus and get all the experiments on the surface all up and running, and hopefully that'll all be very good. We're also a little bit in the dark here, I think. Oh, we've got a little bit of sun from up there. Okay, so that's not too bad. And once we dock this, yeah, that'll be fine. We've still got one of the fueling the old rockets here. Where should we dock this? Should we just dock it on the end? Or should we dock it in the middle? I feel like this one needs to be docked in the middle. Like right on that point there. Because it's right between the two fuel sections. Okay, let's slow down. Just a little bit of throttle there. Okay, yeah, we're going to try and come to a halt now in relative velocity. And then I think we're just going to go full-blown RCS docking mode on this. So we've got that as the target. We've got that as that point. So I'm just going to flip this round. Because we've got so much monopropellant, it really doesn't matter. There we go. That was our aft lights lighting up the space station before. Now we've got our front lights. And what I'd like to do is rotate the vessel so up is actually up. So that, if I rotate now this way by 90 degrees. Okay, so all those angles are correct now. So then if I bring the nose down and across, that is correct. And then do a big sideways push. There we go. I don't want to go forwards yet. I want to try and get more into position without going forwards. Whoa, steady. Need a bit of an upwards push there as well. Also a bit of more of an alignment. So the ship's in a little bit more of an orientation, so we'll go up. And we'll also start going towards it, which is what I use the rocker for on the back here. Can you see this rocker? So... oh! Okay, so that fired the main engine as well, which I didn't want. Shut that engine down. So we need to go backwards. Full throttle backwards! We're going to hit the space station! How close is it going to be? A gentle nudge! Oh my goodness, I can't believe we gentle nudged the space station. Okay. Let's go back a bit. We'll just switch to the space station temporarily and turn the SAS system on to stop it from spinning out of control. Okay, there we go. Looks like that's alright now. Okay, let's try again without smashing into it. I forgot the engine was turned on. We need like a docking mode thing. Okay, let's try again. We are using a lot of monopropellant. We've used like 100 units of monoprop. There we go. We'll try and come in a little bit more closely and a little bit more gently this time. Also, we're moving further away. Right. So now, we'll try going forward without the main engines. And we'll go at 0.5 meter a second. And we'll just try and get this in alignment. I don't know which way is the best way to watch it from. But I'm just using 2 joysticks at once here. And the mouse as the camera. But at the moment, I think we're on for a good docking. I think. We're coming in at a bit of an angle. I think if we turn this way. What's going on? What's going on? Can't see what's happening here. Oh, it's going. It's going. We're not coming in at a very good angle, but oh god, we missed it. We've missed it. Or have we? Or have we? Oh no, the space station's floating away. Oh no! So close! That's frustrating. Oh, hang on, has the space station got any lights? Let's turn that lights. There we go, we can see the space station better now. Right. I don't know why it's trying to rotate. It's not fine. It doesn't seem to want to accept the fact that we're in docking mode though. Okay. We're facing the right way now. We just need to get closer back to the station. Maybe we came in a bit quick. Right. Let's try this again. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is move forward. Imagine trying this on Xbox. Oh my goodness, no. I cannot imagine doing this on Xbox. We are also in the dark as well, which doesn't help. That's much better alignment, I think. Okay. Let's try and get a little bit closer. We are off a little bit, but I'm hoping we can sort that out. If you ever get docking to work at Xbox, it's a massive achievement. I think it's an achievement on any platform, to be completely honest. I think we're going to be good here. We're not 100% lined up, but we're pretty close. Coming in at 2 meters per second. This is much better docking speed. Why I tried to come in at 1 and 1/2, I have no... Oh, that's... Look at that. So if I turn the SAS system off, I would expect those magnets to just slowly pull them together. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's good, isn't it? That is... Wow, it looks huge. I forget how much of a massive rocket that is. This is a big space station and it makes it look relatively small. So we can now do monopropellant transfer, and I think we can just do monopropellant and then just choose one of these tanks. There we go, and just choose what's that one? Lock that one and just choose in. And it will drain from everywhere else. Oh, and it's going to be draining from that ship, but that's fine. We want to fill up the space station first, which we will hang on. We've got 5,000 units of monopropellant, and we can only store about 1,500 in the space station. There we go. So then we lock that one, unlock that one, and then do in on that one, and that fills the 2 main tanks. Cool. And then after those 2 tanks are full, we lock them. And then we can just try and pump it out of these tanks. Would be nice if they were all just like one big tank, wouldn't it? So we can lock all of them except one and do out on that. And that will just fill up everything else. So it will fill up all the monopropellant tanks on the tug. It will fill the monopropellant tanks on the lander. It'll even fill the monopropellant tanks up on the spare fuel ship that we've got. Did that stop? Out. These ones, these... Oh, that's a different tank. That's... Oh, okay. Oh, it's working. It's actually working. Your miner is a bit chunky. It is a bit chunky, isn't it? It is confusing, Brandon. I wish there was a way to, like, highlight. Like, you drag the mouse across the screen and say, every monopropellant tank in this selection. And I have no idea why it's... Maybe... Can I time dilate this? Yes. Yes, I can. So we can empty that tank, lock it, unlock that tank, and then do out. And drain that tank. And lock it. Unlock that tank. Drain that one. Well, hang on a minute. The ones that I'm locking are still getting propellant in. Ugh. This is not fun. These ones are locked successfully. I have no idea. Oh, you know what? I'm going to figure this out off screen because look at that mess. You know what isn't too bad? Not the monopropellant, the other stuff, the other tanks. So we can just go, oh, this oxidizer tank here, and this one, yeah, let's just empty that into there. No problem. Job's a good one. I suppose these ones here being lots of little tanks are difficult, but what we can do is use the little tanks on there and just never get rid of them. So we just drain the big tanks, and it will use the big tanks as the main fuel. So then we go to this tank and finish draining that one. I want to see how much of the space station we can refuel. Oh, I bet we can refuel quite a lot of it. Maybe even all of it. So that's the second tank there now. Get it out of there. And what's this one? That's another tank. Out, out. Tank number 4. We're probably going to fill the space station up at this rate. Or maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. Out, out. There we go. And then we can just do some of these side boosters. Out, out. I wonder how much of this rocket we then have to fill back up to have enough delta V. Means you need to send a tank module to the space station. I don't think so. We've got a big tank module here. Like, that will refill a massive ship. There's no problem about that. However, I don't think this is going to be enough for the mining ship to land and take off. So what's this one? That one's empty, that one's empty, that one's empty, that one's got some in. Okay, so we've emptied it up, and we've pretty much emptied it, and the space station is nearly full. The tug is full. The lander is full. What about this ship here? That needs some in it. Right, we're going to have to disconnect from the space station to find out what our delta V is, and then try and work out how much fuel our lander needs. So let's do that quickly. So undock, switch vessels. Ooh, Did you see that? It reckoned we had 902. But it's not calculating it properly. We've got plenty of monopropellant. So I guess if we reverse a little bit, turn the engine on. Ooh, we hit the space station a bit hard then. Okay, we connected back up again. Oh, it didn't give us a calculation for the delta V that we had stored in this rocket. Okay, let's shut down that engine. I don't know if I trust it. Let's put back a bit. Not the radiator. So let's do... Oh, why can't I do that? Is it because I accidentally got a radiator in there as well? Let's put back, and we'll do it into a lower tank. In. Stop, stop. Okay, let's try that again. See if it does work it out for us. Undock. Switch. See, it says 800... Oh, no, it says 376 meters of delta V now. Oh, it looks like it has calculated it. Okay. Let's turn the SAS and RCS on and redock. Okay, so it did work it out that time, but we didn't have enough fuel. I think we should give ourselves about 1,200. So what if we have all the little tanks plus one big tank, and then that's it. That's what we use to land with. See what that comes out like. That might be enough. There we go. So once again, undock, switch vessels. It's still... Oh no, 1,360. That is about right. That is about right. Let's get ourselves reconnected with this RCS. Whoa. Come on. Oh, there we go, I think. Is it trying to re-engage? Yes, it is. Okay. So, mental note, everybody. Oh, hang on. It's not actually re-engaging properly. Oh, it is going to by the looks of it. It's just going to take us... There we go. So, mental note, right? The fuel in these tiny tanks plus the one tank of fuel of the big tanks should be enough for us to land. Right? We should have plenty to land. So then, should we try and get this old fueling tank back? Yes, I think we should try and do that. So I don't know how many units of fuel we're going to have in it. 256 units of fuel. Let's try that. If it doesn't work, so what? Undock. So this is the old fueling vessel. We will never need one of these again. We now have an actual fueling, mining, mobile fuel factory that can dock with the space station. How cool is that, eh? Right, so let's see if we can get this back with the fuel that we have. Let's close the shield. And activate the engine, I guess. What? Oh, we've got some monopropellant, but not a lot. We don't really need it. What we'll do is we will just give ourselves a burst away from the... No, 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 no. Accidentally activated the engine towards the space station there. But we're alright now. I saved the day. I saved the day. Okay, let's turn that RCS off. And try and get this back to Kerbin. So... we're actually in a good position to do this. Or a relatively good position anyway. So let's try and do it. There's Kerbin. There's the sun. We'll finish by bringing one of these fuel tanks back. Or at least trying. Delta V calculations are not working for some reason. I don't think they ever did on these fueling craft. So. There we go. Bring it back round. We've got to get this periapsis down into the atmosphere, because if we don't, we're not coming back. 1 million, 500,000, 200,000, and we're in the atmosphere at 56 kilometers. There we go. So now if we time warp, we didn't crash into the space station. Oh, we need to reset our view. There we go. Whoa! Here we go. We time warp to about here. And on our first pass, we'll just use up the rest of the fuel, I think. 56 is quite a lot. Okay, let's get ourselves retrograde. This is going to be a hot re-entry to end the episode, to end the live stream with. I don't know if we're going to survive this one. We'll see. So, using up a lot of the fuel. To try and bring our orbit smaller, and that's it. We're now out of fuel, and we're coming in on a aero braking trajectory. So we go radial out, and each orbit pass will slow us down one little bit more. So you can see that number there is slowly going down, and we can just time warp. And I think it's going to take us a few passes, but we'll be alright. Whether it will survive such a harsh re-entry or not, no idea. But that will mean that we haven't got any craft lying around. So we'll have the Kerbal Space Station, the Moon Space Station, the smaller but still good Minmus Space Station that's actually going around the Minmus the wrong way. And then we'll have the Owl that's flying around the sun. We've got a test satellite that's flying around the sun. We've got the moon base. We've got a Minmus base. And we've got a tug at the moon space station. I don't think we have a tug at the Kerbal Space Station. We have a lander at the moon space station. And we have the fuel rocket. Now, I'll leave it up to chat to decide whether we take a fuel rocket to Minmus or not. So that was one pass through the atmosphere, and you can see the maximum peak of our orbit is down to 630,000 meters. But as we come back round again, we'll probably see that degrade significantly as we pass through the atmosphere at roughly 53 kilometers up. The lower you pass through the atmosphere, the more atmospheric drag you get. Atmospheric drag brings yourself down. You could actually use fuel to do this, but if you've run out of fuel and you make sure that you're dipping into the atmosphere, you'll make it back, probably, if you don't burn up in the atmosphere. And you'll get to a certain point and you'll be like, ah, yes, we're coming in this time. I'm not 100% sure we're going to come in this time. I think we're going to actually probably make it out of the atmosphere before... Oh, are we? Well, it's going to be close. What are we at now? 53, 54 kilometres up? You know what? I think we might actually be coming in. 56. We have to get up to an altitude of 70 kilometres before our orbit will stop degrading, but it's already degrading. It's still degrading, and it'll get to the point where we'll stop going up, and it's going to be happening very soon. And we're at 61 kilometres. 62. Are we going to make it to space? 64 kilometres up. Oh, it's going to be close. 66. I've got a funny feeling we're just going to make space and then dip back down again. Yep, we are. So we're going to be coming in this time round on the other side. I mean, we could have left this at the moon space station and used it as an extra tank. But we don't need... Oh, what's that? Something just passed by at about 20 kilometres. Oh, it's the space station. The space station passed by. Right, here we go. We're on our way in. We're actually going over the desert airfield. We're likely going to land in the water. We might make it close to the space station, but I doubt it. Oops, let's get ourselves nice and neat. There we go. Right, we need to bring in the solar panels as soon as we start getting close to atmosphere. So we're all right for now. I don't think they're going to get ripped off just yet. I mean, the only reason I bring them in, it's not because we need them. It's, well, actually, we kind of do on this one. This is an older craft. So there's the flip. And we're getting close to proper atmosphere now. There we go. I'm bringing them in. Bringing them in. There we go. There's the desert over there. You can see the moon in the background rising over the planet. Hopefully we're going to do pretty good here. There we go. We're on our ballistic trajectory. Remember, if we run out of electrical charge before we make it down, we don't actually have any control to open up the parachutes. We're losing a little bit of control here. I'm going to try and... Oh, well, we've lost that there. Oh, we're slowing down quite quickly, though. Tumbling through the atmosphere. Why not? Let's just tumble. Let's just tumble at tremendous speed. It's almost stable, isn't it? Let's see if it can stabilise itself with the SAS system. We've got plenty of electrical charge. Actually looks like it's managed to stabilise itself almost. Whoa. Whoa. Just helping it a little bit decide which way to twist. I did used to have a drogue chute on this to try and stabilise it and bring it down. But then I realised it doesn't really matter anyway. This thing is falling slow enough that it's not a problem. I mean, we can even turn the SAS system off at this point. It's not going to start falling any faster. There we go. And at about 1 kilometre up, we're falling at 60 metres per second. Nearly time for shoots. Let's do shoots. There we go. Well, folks, that brings tonight's live stream to a close. We successfully recovered ore from Minmus, completing a contract. we finished designing and testing our mobile fuel refinery, and we managed by the second attempt to get it to the space station. And not only get it to the space station, but get it to the surface of the moon, refine some fuel and send it back up again, which is absolutely fantastic. We've recovered the only vessel that's lying around that I know about. So there we go. I think that is going to be everything. Lots of different bits and bobs going on there. And I think what we'll do next time is we'll probably send a scientist and an engineer to each of the moons. And we'll try and fix them. We'll try and fix the space station's still got to be fixed at the moon because we smashed a solar panel with one of the rockets not long ago. So we need to do that. But the winner of the game giveaway for this live stream is
fantastic.
Montenegro. Congratulations to you. You have won Wonder Song, our game giveaway for this live stream. So if you want to take part in future giveaways, just be in the live streams. That's the way to do it. Also, I've got my monthly giveaways, and you can enter them at entry.masterhellish.net as well. So this weekend, of course, OpenTTD will be back on Saturday. We'll have some more Factorio on Sunday, and next week's videos are all coming good as well. Remember, we've got that triple OpenTTD event on the 17th of December, which is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Whether we raise a fantastic amount of money or not, which I hope we do, it's going to be brilliant. I don't think we've ever done so much OpenTTD in one live stream before. We did do a big 24-hour game, or tried to, but the server ground to a halt. So we're actually doing 3 separate games, one after each other, and each one's got a different theme, each one's got a different target. It's all brilliant, and of course we've got lots of giveaways for that too. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed KSP with me tonight. I will see you soon. Take care. Goodbye, everyone. Ta-ra.